This is the book of Psalms, chapter 2, verse 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed. Salakia. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before. And the signs are those things that we're looking for to come to pass out the scriptures, so we can know what time we in, what season, so we can know how close the Lord is to returning. Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. You can read Matthew chapter 24. It tells you about wars and rumors of wars, pestilences, plagues, famine, which a lot of that is happening right at this moment. You got a famine beginning because you've had all these issues with the pork and the meats. You got bird flu out again. You got, like I said, the farmers been losing money and had to get rid of a lot of their produce and their, food. Like I said, you got wars. You got Iran and America are having a proxy war right now, all based off of the assassination of their general. So, we're in those times. Verse 3, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath the beginning and the end is manifest. So basically, I wanted to get that point and say, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, just like last year. You got an earthquake app, but I know that we was just having some major earthquake. They had an earthquake that was felt from one country to another. You get what I'm saying? But the uproars, I was going into the uproars. This isn't one with the concordance, so I can't look up the words. But basically, uproars is basically like sedition, when people are protesting, standing up. You had that yellow vest movement in France. You had China basically. Like right after they let them off a lockdown, they did like an uproar and protest and kind of destroyed some shit. You got just multiple protests that was going on around the world. Apostle Tahar was going in on that, I remember. And now you got protests actually happening in America. I got an article. I'm gonna bring it out, and then I'm gonna end it with one scripture. Because at the end of the day, like I know Apostle Tahar and a few other brothers. Well, the elder Apostle Tahar and some other brothers and elders did videos on the different protests, but because a lot of people, they're not making it mainstream news, like you're not showing it on TV, but they're writing about it. I guess that's to the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So that's how I found out about it. Then I know shortly afterwards, Apostle Tahar did a video on it. I didn't understand though. I knew it was protest, but I didn't know it was armed protest, and I knew it was in Michigan because they basically went to the capital of Michigan because basically they are against the governor there. I know it's a female. They're saying that she's being totalitarian and like trying to be more like a dictator. So people armed, and these Trump supporters and armed Edomites. You know what I mean? So you see what spirit, them gonna be some of the ones that's gonna be trying to knock down Jake. But at the end of the day, what they didn't tell you is it's not just in Michigan. It's 2 other states, I believe, Virginia and Kentucky. So without further ado, this is an article out of Vanity Fair. It's dated April 16, 2020, 6:36 p.m. Written by Khalib E. Karma. It says Trump supporters are staging armed protests to stick it to coronavirus. Armed conservative protesters rally at the state capitol in Lansing, Michigan. You can clearly see they are armed, with rifles. So that's that one. Those were the Trump supporters that was really buying that Trump is going to make it America great again. Now it's funny because they still declaring Trump. That's how you know they brain dead. When Trump, how Trump actually was able to claim deniability. He never allowed them to shut down the whole country. you know. So I'm going to begin. It says in the capital cities of Michigan, Kentucky, and North Carolina. Salakia, I thought it was Virginia, but it's North Carolina. Michigan, Kentucky, and North Carolina. Hundreds of conservatives staged mass protests on Wednesday against social distancing orders, and top right-wing media figures are cheering them on. Despite coronavirus causing over 30,000 deaths in America alone, which I never knew that. But like I say, when you go into, you got stupid ass people, because when you go into like the research and like follow some stuff, you got doctors that's actually, what it tells you in scripture, that their tongue shall fall upon themselves. You got doctors exposing the fact that, autopsy takes days to find out the cause of death. They're telling you if you were diagnosed with coronavirus, but you also had like underlying ailments, just automatically put it down for coronavirus. Now, you have doctors said that, literally. I know Richie from Boston just interviewed a doctor, and she literally exposed it. Despite coronavirus causing over 30,000 deaths in America alone, the pro-Trump and largely maskless protesters, some of whom flew, and they had to put that out there, largely maskless. And I think in Michigan, they passed a law where they could basically just assume that you got it and detain you as far as suspected of this COVID-19. Why do you think these people are building all these fucking hospitals? I mean, like, people still ain't questioning that. And the funny part is, I was just lightweight. I mean, not to digress, but I was just thinking about this. I just lightweight. I ain't get into it with him, but just show you how like the Jake wasn't asleep, because I'm like, they talking about Trump gonna try and open up the country again in May. I said, so if they don't even have a handle on this so-called deadly virus, how deadly is it if they can open it up? And he literally knew that it's not as serious as they making it. He like, it's basically like a mild flu. It's like a cold. He was like, but at the end of the day, it's the people behind it. So he knew that much. He know about the powers that be or whatnot. But then I'm like, at the end of the day, people making money off it. He like, how they ain't making money if everything shut down? I say, man, listen here. How is they not making money when they got bailouts and certain companies didn't even need no money? I just heard a broad bragging that work at Pizza Hut talking about they made $2,000 in one day, like numbers they ain't never seen, because they got them little stimulus checks. You can know, like all the brothers said, Jake is gonna waste it on some dumb shit. If you was gonna get something, you should have bought food, supplies, or some kind of weapon to protect yourself. I mean, I ain't condoning no weapon, but it ain't going off to have one. Because once, what I'm saying, like, man, you talking about something bad. Anyway, it says, Slakia for that. It says the pro-Trump and largely massless protesters, some of whom flew Confederate flags. So you know them the ones that's going to try and fuck Jake up. And open carry AR-15s and AK-47s. So these ain't no little punk ass 38 stuff. No, these is motherfucking, they got the big boy shit that going to knock you down. AR-15s and AK-47 variants gathered to demand an end to outbreak reduction efforts and premature return to normalcy. So, like Apostle Tar said, Esau said, fuck that, you ain't gonna just make me stay in the house. You know what I mean? When Jake ain't complying with it like that either. So, like I said, all that's gonna give them cause to actually, like, send out the fucking National Guard. And the thing is, people forget that the National Guard is here. I got brothers sending pictures of the tanks and the Humvees and the what's they called, those MRAPs. So the largest protest was staged in Michigan, where conservatives formed a tight-knit crowd around the steps of the Lansing Capitol building and blocked off surrounding streets in a self-titled Operation Gridlock effort. The protesters' urge was aimed at Democrat Governor Gretchen Whitmer, who, while facing the third worst outbreak in the U.S., extended Michigan's stay-at-home order last week to April 30th, banning gatherings of 10 or more. Shit, I think our city, like our state, basically said 10 or no more than 10, but then the city turned around and said no gatherings. It said April 30th, banning gatherings of 10 or more people in the reopening of non-essential businesses and schools. She issued the executive action after over 20,000 Michiganders had become affected with COVID-19. Nearly 1,000 had died, leading to capacity issues at Detroit area hospitals. That's how you know it's some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but this guy ain't wearing no mask, but you know, you got Pittsburgh, they fucking you up if you ain't wearing it. And then I was trying to really like meditate on that. Like, take time to think about it. If you ain't wearing a mask, you're more I mean, if you ain't got it, that's one thing. I mean, if you got it, yeah, that's one thing. Like, the whole point of wearing a mask is to keep you from getting it. So if you ain't wearing a mask, like, how could you get your ass whooped because you ain't like, when you take, if that ain't totalitarian, you know, then they telling you, like, confusing the shit out of people. Like, they know exactly what they doing. You gotta remember, these is the people that sit back and study shit and, like, do experiments and tests. They experiment on us and then try and sit back and... I was reading out a book, and they was saying how Russian came up with the microwave technology as well when America was coming up with it. They said, basically, America had a base in some area of Russia. So how Russia got them back was they was basically irradiating the base, hitting it with microwave energy. And when America found out, they didn't even do nothing. They left the people there, like, at the base, to watch the effects of the shit. People died, all kind of shit. This is the kind of government you think gonna help you. This is what you put your trust in. What's that, Psalms 118:8? Don't put that confidence in man. It says, including one, it said, her most radical GOP constituents have called the order tyrannical, as they made evident by blaring car horns, waving signs that liken Whitmer to Hitler, including one that read, "Trump, lock up the Nazi woman from Michigan," and chanting, "Lock her up, and we will not comply," on the Capitol front lawn. The protest was organized by the Michigan Freedom Fund and Michigan Conservative Coalition, the former of which is backed by the billionaire family of Betsy DeVos, Donald Trump's education secretary. Her family billionaires, ain't they about a bitch? So it's like Trump said, but you got to remember, they want to cause division. You know what I mean? You know, Jake and a lot of people in America especially, they like to see controversy. While the real shit going on in the background, you stuck watching that circus. It says, M-Live reporter Malachi Barrett highlighted the president's influence on the rally goers, calling it half protest, half Trump rally. Unsurprising connection, given that Trump has recently upped demand for opening up America again. And that's the spirit, because at the end of the day, it's actually ingenious what he's doing. At the end of the day, what people don't realize, like, I just had to retract a statement I made. Trump made a statement like as if like the president is the head honcho right now. But when he stepped down and gave power to FEMA's actually in control of everything. So, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's like a mind psyop to me, because at the end of the day, he got you thinking, like, all them states that's going to deal with FEMA and get that money, they got to comply with what FEMA. That's why you got all these states about to build these hospitals. But hospitals for what? You got places that's getting hospitals but don't even got amount of cases of like, I think they talking about 3,000 room or bed hospitals, but it ain't even 3,000 cases in a lot of these places. It says, and that's what's making him look good to the people, because like I said, that's why he said he don't want to shut it down completely and whatnot. But you had certain states and certain areas that didn't comply with it at all. So over at Fox News, a number of top hosts had nothing but praise and encouragement for protesters demanding a return to normalcy. They want to keep us away from churches and synagogues. They want to make sure we don't go back to work. They don't get it. The American spirit is too strong. And that's how you know that they off. You know what I mean? This place is fucked up. I got a scripture for that. Talking about the American spirit. This place is built on rape, robbery, and murder. The fuck out of here. And you can see the spirit of this place here. The mirth is gone. That's why they went and picked up arms. Because if they had a football game or some dumbass shit they could go do, they probably wouldn't even have been protesting. There's protests going on that you don't even hear about, but for that massive staging of a protest, and with guns at that, you know what I mean? Now, if that was Jake, best believe they'd have had the National Guard down there rolling on them. You know what I mean? Like when they did when they had the Huff riots and shit like that. But no, because it's Esau, they gonna get a pass. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 47 verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Because this place is fucked up right now. You got people fucked up, man. People don't really get it because, this is the one place where, empathy is lightweight dead. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody cares about anything unless it's happening to you. That's it. They did a whole people like that. They painted Jake as like some wicked ass people. So when like atrocities happen to Jake, come on, the so-called black man gets shot down with no weapon, no nothing, and you know what I'm saying? Why, if that was a little white boy, come on, you know what I mean? People be back to back. You can't do this, but yet still because it's Jake and they paint it as these wicked ass people, nobody cares. And the conditions we live in, you know what I mean? When you really go, like I told you, these people study shit. When you go and look up the whole idea behind the projects, the housing projects, like that was literally considered to keep Jake away from Esau and to keep that crime. When you living in poverty, yeah, you're going to do desperate shit because desperate people do things out of desperation. If you got a woman that got 3-4 kids, they're like, what the fuck you expect? And that show you how it's really a curse. Because when Jake was doing his own, Esau did something to him and fucked that up. And that show you was spiritual too, because you got Chicago's Black Belt. They was rich. You got Rosewood in Florida. They was rich. You got Black Wall Street in Oklahoma. They was rich. And Esau was behind Oklahoma bombing Black Wall Street. And you seen what happened in the movie Rosewood. But it's ultimately was the Lord, because you wasn't sent here to actually enjoy nothing. You was sent here for a punishment. Take the millstone and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg and uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, and this place is exposed. Come on, these people literally beating your ass for not wearing no mask. I do a video on that. It says, they want to make sure you don't go back to work, but they don't get it. The American spirit is too strong and Americans are not going to take it. Host Jenny Pereiro said on Sean Hannity's Wednesday show, and what happened in Lansing today, God bless him, it's going to happen all over the country. An hour prior, Tucker Carlson hosted. And then you see how they promoting it. So, it's an alternative motive behind that. You got these celebrities with these platforms that's allowing these Edomites. So that's going to get them just cause to actually, along with Jake not complying, to actually send out the National Guard. Guaranteed. I don't know when that's going to happen, and thank her for her service. Thank you for coming up tonight, and thank you for exercising your constitutional protected rights as Americans. Now, to show you how stupid people are, at the end of the day, you don't have any rights anymore because of the fact it's a state of emergency. So the Constitution is suspended. That's why courts not open. That's why that's why they suspended they're not even picking you up for certain fucking violations. If you got picked up right now, you won't even know when you going to court. That's as far as that 90 days to be indicted, all that shit out the window. You know what I'm saying? And these people, that's what I say. Like, people think they know a lot of shit, don't even realize like I said, what he say? He said, damn, well, it was off the Pirates of the Caribbean, the Pirates of the Caribbean. He said, scary movies. He said, you better get used to it because you in one. Right. This is about to be that scary movie. Salakia, I was going to continue reading, but I'm going to end it there. So you can check out this article. It's Vanity Fair. Trump supporters are staging armed protests to stick it to Corona. Because I was only trying to make this video like 15 minutes long. You can see I get running off at the mouth. It says 2nd Ezra 15. I'm going to start at verse 8. 2nd Ezra 15 and 8. I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things, in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood cry unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. Because you have had people for whatever reason, especially of our nation, you know how much, like, come on, Esau came over to this land, didn't know how to actually survive here. Gad actually taught him how to survive. It's just like that movie Avatar. If you can't clearly see that that's a northern tribe, you ain't got no spiritual eye. You can clearly see they taught them how to live there. They wanted to take the land. That's the greed of Esau. Greediest motherfuckers on the planet. And you got other nations that speak on it. They say it's one group of people that literally have, you could blame every fucking fucked up thing or catastrophe or major disaster or that had man's hand behind it on. You know, that's why they call it the wicked in the scriptures. I read this, like it, and therefore saith the Lord Yahweh, while Yahweh shot, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Because you got to remember, a lot of innocent blood is on his land. You know what I mean? It's been a lot of rape, robbery, and murder. You go into the story of Pocahontas. These devils so fucking devilish. That wasn't a love story. That man raped that woman. That's facts. But these motherfuckers dress it up as if like it was, oh yeah, this white man loves her so much. She was a little Gadite woman. She might have been a Reubenite. I know she was, you know, Northern Kingdom. And basically, I think they killed her dude. And basically, he wanted her because she was so fine. And he took it. But then they painted up in pictures and cartoons. Oh, Pocahontas wanted the little evil white man. You know what I mean? When I know Gad probably was looking at them like, these motherfuckers look weird. You know what I'm saying? And therefore said the Lord, will I surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter, and I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. Because here, our people especially get so confounded and caught up in so much different, like the folly of this place. That's why it tells you in scripture to come out of her. So you don't suffer the plagues of this place. You know, like somebody just did a video, one of the brothers, about, you know, Jake all stuck into the Easter spirit, that spirit of Easter. When if you actually follow the scriptures and actually read the scriptures, you realize Easter has nothing to do with the Bible, with the Most High. Take the time to really just sit back and just literally meditate on it without even, what do eggs and bunny rabbits have to do with the Messiah? The Messiah didn't walk around with a shirt with a bunny rabbit on it. But bunny rabbits are known for fucking a lot. And when you go into the whole spirit of Easter, it's after really the ancient goddess Ishtar. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundations of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it. And ancient Egypt is not it doesn't have the notoriety that it once held. This talking about the modern day Egypt, America. As much as this, and to show you how he was like probably laughing so hard in his stomach. Donald Trump talking about making America great again. Well, he's the president on his watch. The economy crashed. All these people got put out of work. And literally where he's going to try and get you microchip. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail and with a fearful constellation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Because you got, you know, you about to have a lot of, like, this is nothing. And Jacob's trouble, we in the beginning stages of, you ain't saying shit yet. Like I said, they setting the stage up perfectly, though. You seen all them Trump supporters with those Confederate flags letting you know we don't even like niggas. On top of they trying to blame Jake as the source of the coronavirus. But I remember when they first came up with that bullshit. Well, basically a Moabite was eating bat soup and then some kind of way she gave that shit to. And I'm like, man, that don't even sound right. Heathens been eating shit forever. You got motherfuckers that eat cow brains, monkey nuts, all kind of, you know what shit people do? You got people eat, what's that show, Fear Factor, where motherfuckers used to eat like bull's nuts and shit like that. Like, then that's the case, motherfucker be been dead, huh? Like, just like people so stupid. It's all these diseases. You had the Black Death, all these fucking real diseases, but it's always been an exchange of money. I mean, come on. Germs stay on fucking silver and gold way more. Back in the day when motherfuckers used to have to actually handle gold and silver And yet still, it wasn't no pandemic where it's killing people like that. Use your fucking brain, man. Salakia. For the sword and their destruction draweth not, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And I just literally showed you Esau with them guns, and Jake got guns, but it's gonna have to get real bad for Jake to stand up again. You know, they know what kind of spirit they bring out on Jake. That's why you got Esau past you and just naturally get afraid or scared. You know what I'm saying? Because they know in their spirit that they got a recompense coming, which means, you know, repayment. They got to get paid back for what they do. So like it. For there shall be sedition among men. And when you go into that word sedition, it means basically protest. Like, you know, just like you see it, or uproars. People upset and standing up. You know what I mean? Among men and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes. They didn't regard that stay-at-home order or shelter in place. They said, fuck you, and went down to the capital where their governor worked at. To tell you, fuck you. Right. So what do you think is going to be the result of this? And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. I'm going to stop right there. Because, I mean, you know, the point I wanted was the sedition among men. You seeing that clearly right now. So that's another prophecy that's coming to pass. So Lord willing, you know, this is that year where they try and chip everybody, you know. Because I ain't got 2 or 3 more years. I mean, and Lord willing, if that's the case, Lord willing, he keep that spirit on me to continue to do it. But like I said, if you ain't in the spirit to have this come as soon as possible so our Lord and Savior could come back. Because at the end of the day, the sooner this happens, the sooner the Lord come back and the sooner we in the kingdom. And only men that's in the right spirit recognize and understand that. You know, I was talking to some people I know in the world and they so fucking stupid. You know what I mean? Talking about I still like money. Go get your $1,200. Not understanding that from the way I hear it, you might have to pay that money back. I was talking to a dumbass dude today, just at like an hour prior, and I said, this is like a taxpayer bailout. How's it a taxpayer bailout? How do the federal government get money besides making money like, you know, arms deals and whatnot, but from taxing the citizens? What the fuck? What are you talking about? Why do you think they literally, if you watch anything financial, they tell you that this is a taxpayer. That's why they saying if this place make it to next year, which I'm hoping is not, that basically this is like a loan. So if you're supposed to get 10,000 every year, next year you're supposed to get 10,000. If we go to next year, instead of getting 10,000, you're gonna get 8,800. Well, you gotta remember, it's the second round of stimulus packaging. Because like the elder hit it right on the head. He said they passed the bill for 2.3 or 2.5 billion. No, 2.5 trillion or something like that, right? He was like, but at the end of the day, this bill gonna be like actually like 10 trillion or up. And it's gonna have to be like that because I think like the second round, that was just the first round. Because basically, like I said, it's like you trying to cover up a gunshot wound with a Band-Aid. You just bleeding out on this shit. It's like your economy in free fall. And the greed of this place, that's why you got companies that didn't need the bailout but took it anyway. You know, like the place I work at, they literally, we working, but how long is that going to be? Because the companies we used to sell our shit to, they not no longer operate. So how long can this man continue to still have us make money? I mean, like, cause I see what his whole idea is. Well, he'll eventually be able to sell the product. But at the end of the day, how long can you afford to keep on paying us to make this product if you're not making no money? I mean, he looking at making money on the back end. But we don't even know where we're going to be 2 or 3 months from now. So, Salakia, I didn't mean to make it that long. But with that being said, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory. Call Allah, Allah, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rachago, that's Bakatham. Double honors, apostles, and elders, great millstone taught me truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim around the 4 corners of the earth, pushing the truth with faith and sincerity, risking their lives and the freedom to do so. Shalom to the Akwap and the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord willing, was an edifying video. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of the other nations, looking like the other nations was subscribing to this truth. To you, I say shalom. And Lord willing, I'm able to come with another lesson. Hopefully, either later today. I'm about to get ready to go to the live stream we do at my camp, since we can't go on the highways and hedges. So with that, shalom, shalom, and mwaf la babor. Shalom.